Welcome to the Sharp Husbandry Network. Today I'm going to be talking about the white-spotted bamboo shark. It's one of the best sharks you can get in the animal trade, especially if you're dealing with sharks. It's a good first-time shark. They're very durable, very resilient, hardy. They usually eat within a matter of days when buying them. All the ones I've ever bought have eaten within 10 hours of me putting them in the aquarium. What makes them so great is they're very interesting sharks. They're very active at night, lazy during the day. They don't really move a lot during the daytime, but they don't attain a very large size. So you're looking at a maximum length of about 36 to 37 inches, and that's with a female. And males generally becoming around 31 to 32 inches. Now, there is a lot of heavy interspecies aggression amongst males. I had two white-spotted bamboo sharks in this aquarium, one of them which I rescued from a lady that was divorced. The other two sharks she had, one was a white-spotted bamboo that died. The other one was a Arabian bamboo shark, full-grown. It died. This is the only one that was alive, along with this big batfish that I've gotten here. I was able to pull both of them in. When I first placed them, my original bamboo shark, which at the time was about 22 inches, started attacking the other one. They kind of nip at each other and fight. And then after about a year to a year and a half, both of these guys are well over, both of them are 29 to 30 inches apiece, and it got really heavy. And the new guy that I'd placed in had started to severely attack the other one, so I had to find a new home for him recently, and tore the dorsal fin about probably 1/3 of the way off the top of the other one. So I pulled him out, placed him somewhere else, and so now I just have one. So you can see interspecies aggression with these guys. You can see it not just amongst white-spotted bamboos, but a white-spotted bamboo and a brown-banded bamboo shark, or a Hallstrom's bamboo shark, or Arabian bamboo, gray bamboo. Any of those species that look that much similar to each other can be hostile towards one another. You also see this activity a lot in epaulet sharks. So if you are going to house them together, I would highly recommend getting a male and a female. It's very easy to tell. You can go on the internet and look at pictures with a male shark and a female shark, the differences between the two. If you can't see it, you probably shouldn't be owning any animal, because they have the male species has two penises basically is what they are, and the female has nothing. So it's fairly easy to figure out which one's which. Another good thing about these sharks is they breed readily in captivity all the time. One of my males tried to breed with a short-tailed nurse shark that I was nursing back to health not too long ago, and was consistently trying to breed with her every single day almost for over a month. So I mean, they will breed on a regular basis. They're not hard to get to do that. These sharks, enclosure-wise, they're gonna basically need a salinity level of standard of most sharks. 0.22, 0.23, 0.21, really anywhere between the 0.19, 0.20 to 0.23 is gonna be fine with these guys. Temperature-wise, they can handle anything from about 73 degrees up to about 81, 82 degrees. Some people say 84. I really wouldn't put it that high. Oxygen level drops severely when your water temperatures get that high up. So, but anything in that range they'll be perfectly comfortable with. I really noticed no difference in their eating habits when the temperature would fluctuate somewhat. My tank always stays between 73 and 77 at all times. Really 75, 77 is where I keep it at, unless something drastically changes inside the tank, and I usually make an adjustment to maintain it between that 75 to 77 range. None of mine have ever done any flashing as far as from ick or any kind of disease. Even the shark that was damaged, his top dorsal fin is now healed up a very good bit. It's still sliced, it's still got a good gouge in it, but he's healing nicely. All in all, very easy sharks to take care of. Because they only reach a maximum of 37 inches, you can usually house these guys in a tank. If it's a male, something that's 3 feet wide and 6 feet long, very easily. So a marine land deep dimension system would be enough to house a male white-spotted bamboo. And you could probably get away with it with a female as well. That's a 300-gallon tank. I see a lot of stuff online that says you can do 180. And I'm not saying that you can't do that. It's very possible. But the footprint's got to be, you need the footprint to be right. They're going to need room to move around. And if you do have them in a 180, you just need sand, and that's it, because you ain't putting nothing else in that thing with that shark. Because eventually, once it gets large enough, it's going to either knock or topple everything over. It ain't going to have enough room to move. So if you are going to put one in a 180-gallon aquarium, I really don't highly recommend it, but you can get away with it as long as the shark, as there's nothing obstructing the shark from swimming wherever it wants to swim. As far as tank mates go, they're pretty docile. Never had any of the ones I've got attack anything that's in the aquarium. I do currently have a yellow stingray in here right now that's got a bite mark on it on one of its sides. It looks like a bite mark. I don't know who it came from. I've got a brown banded, a coral cat, a white spotted bamboo, and I got a banded hound shark. And if I had to guess, I would think it was from the coral cat shark. He's probably the most aggressive out of the ones that are in there. You can see him behind me now swimming around toward the bottom there, swimming around. But I would probably say that there's really nothing you can't put in there with these guys except for things that are going to harm them, such as most of your species of triggerfish, angelfish, puffers, and things of that nature. I would stay away from those guys when it comes to them. The reason I think a 6 foot by 3 foot, especially like I mentioned the Marineland Deep Dimension, because that's a tank that you could buy, and they sell them in packages where you can literally buy it with a stand and everything and stick it in your house, and you can have a shark aquarium immediately. And they give you a little room to put a little bit of rock scaping in there if you want to try it, maybe an eel or possibly another bamboo shark in there with it, a female. Female could probably be okay with that. If a female did get at 3 feet, it'd be a little tight for her, but I think she'd be, all in all, she'd be perfectly fine in there. And I do think that if you have multiple sharks, they tend to get along pretty well, as long as it's multiple females and one male. Like again, I wouldn't recommend putting the multiple males in there with each other, not after what I experienced over a period of a year, just beating up on each other constantly. These sharks are very inexpensive. You can get the eggs. The eggs are kind of difficult to hatch. If you're going to get one, I would not recommend getting an egg. Just pay the money and get, you know, a baby that you've seen eat at the pet store, something that's eating on krill shrimp. My guys eat squids, scallops, the Patagonian scallops. I buy a bunch of those. Shrimp. He's eaten the krill shrimp before. He also eats those silver slides, which don't have a ton of nutrition, but they're like candy to him, I guess. He seems to like them, but I just feed them to him once in a blue moon, kind of like a little treat every now and then. I use Missouri shark vitamins with him. He takes those down just fine. And I think this would be, if you are a first-time shark person, this is one of the best sharks you can get, even better than a brown banded. The brown bandeds are awesome sharks. I currently have one. It's a female, but they do tend to grow in length up to lengths up to 4 feet almost. So it's a pretty big animal, whereas the white spotted stays a little bit less as far as the diameter of the shark, the thickness, the weight, and it doesn't get as big as the brown banded. So I think this is a better pick for you if you're going to be a first-time shark buyer. And I think this is one of the best sharks that you could possibly own. They do like to hide under rocks. If you are going to do some rock scaping, be prepared to fix it unless you're going to cement it together before you put it into the tank. You're going to be fixing this about once every 2 or 3 weeks. I do it all. It's constant. All the time. They burrow, they dig. If they can get in their nose underneath it, they're going to knock whatever they got to knock over to get up underneath what they want to get underneath. So as far as lighting goes, there's no special lighting. You can use T5s, weak lights. If you're not going to be growing corals in there with these guys, more than likely. So you really don't have to have strong lighting. I have some LEDs up on my two 7-foot long LED strips that I've got. So, I mean, they don't really need exuberant lighting. Very simple to take care of. Water cleanliness is a must. Keep your nitrates, try to keep them below the 80 mark, and you're okay. Really below 100, you're probably okay. Mine stay between 20 and 40 at all times, and all the fish, not just the sharks, but everything I've got in my tank stays perfectly healthy with that. And I think if you decide you are a first-time shark person, before you go stepping into anything bigger like a bonnet head or a smooth hound, gray, or California leopard, Japanese leopard, any of those other sharks, even an epulate, because they're fairly expensive, start off with a white-spotted bamboo shark. It's one of the best beginner sharks you could possibly own. And I think that you'll get years of enjoyment out of them. These guys can live 10 years or maybe even more. And they won't outgrow a standard environment, a 300-foot, 6 foot by 3 foot aquarium, 300 gallon, 6 foot by 3 feet. So this is, I'm Shay with the Shark Husbandry Network. And if you have any questions, don't forget to put them in the comments, and I try to get back to anybody as soon as I possibly can and try not to keep you guys waiting. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and thanks for watching.